Hey everyone, and welcome back. Today, we're going deep on something really cool. I
hmm
think a fascinating kind of blend of sports and faith and architecture.
Oh, yeah.
So get this. Some of the UFC's top fighters, they're finding their center, their inner peace,
hmm
at the Sheikh Zayed Grand Mosque in Abu Dhabi.
Yeah, that's the one with all those incredible white domes. It's
Exactly.
actually one of the largest mosques in the world.
Wow.
Yeah. We're talking 82 white marble domes, 4 towering minarets over 100 meters high, and all reflected in these beautiful, tranquil pools.
Okay, hold on. I got to Google this. 82 domes.
It's breathtaking.
That's more domes than a bakery has donuts.
Right.
I am getting serious travel envy right now.
And it gets even more interesting when you consider the fighters who are drawn to this place. We're talking
Wow.
about elite athletes like Khamzat Chimaev, known for his intense, almost relentless fighting style.
Yeah.
And yet, just days before his bout with Robert Whittaker, guess where he was?
Let me guess, in the gym, training like a maniac.
Praying at the Sheikh Zayed Grand Mosque.
Wait, Chimaev. Boris Chimaev. The guy who's fighting tomorrow night.
The one and only.
That's wild. Talk about finding your center amidst the chaos.
You're right.
This isn't just a tourist stop for him. It seems deeply personal.
Exactly. And it makes you wonder, what is it about this mosque that draws people in, especially someone like Chimaev who's about to step into the octagon?
Yeah.
We're talking about one of the most intense, physical and mental challenges imaginable, and he's finding his grounding in his faith in this incredible structure.
I'm hooked. Let's unpack this.
Ye-
First things first. For anyone listening who's now adding this to their travel bucket list, what are the must-knows?
Well, the mosque is open daily. It welcomes visitors from all backgrounds.
Yep.
They offer guided tours, which I highly recommend.
Cool.
It costs 54 euros, and that includes pickup from Dubai.
Not bad.
Pretty reasonable considering, the experience. And of course, there's a modest dress code,
Of course, yeah. Makes sense.
as you'd expect in any place of worship.
Got it, modest dress check. But 54 euros to potentially tap into that same inner peace that Chimaev's looking for. Priceless. Okay, back to the fighter connection. I'm guessing this visit wasn't just a random sightseeing trip for Chimaev, especially with the timing. He was there for Friday prayers, right? Just a day before his fight.
You're picking up on what's fascinating here. Friday prayers, or Jumu'ah, are a big deal in Islam. It's not just a quick prayer, it's a communal gathering, a time for reflection and connection with the community and with your faith.
So for Chimaev, engaging in this right before such a pivotal fight,
Yeah.
that's got to be significant.
It really does. You have to remember, this is a guy who was born in Chechnya, a region marked by conflict. His journey to becoming a top UFC fighter is remarkable in itself.
Absolutely.
And to see him finding strength and solace in his faith at this crucial moment, it's powerful.
It makes you think about the mental game of fighting.
Yeah.
We all focus on the physical aspect, the training, the technique, but what about that mental fortitude it takes to step into that octagon? Could this be part of Chimaev's secret weapon?
It wouldn't surprise me. Islam emphasizes the importance of discipline, humility, perseverance.
Yeah.
These are qualities that translate beautifully into the world of combat sports.
So we're talking about more than just a fighter praying in a mosque. We're talking about a deeper connection between faith and identity and performance.
Right.
This is where it gets really interesting.
This isn't just unique to Chimaev either. Other Muslim fighters like Khabib Nurmagomedov and Islam Makhachev have also spoken about the importance of their faith in their careers.
It's like they're not just training their bodies, they're preparing their minds and spirits as well.
Mhm.
And they're doing it in a way that feels really authentic and resonates with fans worldwide, especially within the Muslim community.
Absolutely. In a world that often compartmentalizes things, Chimaev's showing us that faith can be a source of strength in all aspects of life, even something as physically and mentally demanding as fighting.
Okay, so we've got this incredible mosque, a top UFC fighter seeking solace before a huge fight, and this powerful connection between faith and athletic performance. Where do we go from here?
Well, let's delve into the history and the design of the Sheikh Zayed Grand Mosque. What makes it so special? What's the story behind its creation? Because trust me, it's more than just a pretty picture.
I'm all ears. And for anyone listening who's already adding, visit the Sheikh Zayed Grand Mosque to their to-do list. You can find booking information for tours down in the episode description below.
Don't miss out on that. All right, back to the mosque itself. It was built to honor the UAE's founding father, Sheikh Zayed bin Sultan Al Nahyan. It's meant to represent unity, peace, and faith.
That's something I've always found fascinating about architecture. how it can embody such powerful ideas and ideals.
It's true. And this mosque is a perfect example.
Yeah.
Every detail from the intricate floral patterns to the vast prayer hall tells a story. For instance, did you know that the mosque is home to the world's largest hand-knotted carpet?
Wait, seriously? What? Okay, you have to tell me more about that.
Oh, it's a masterpiece.
Yeah.
It took over 1,200 artisans from Iran and India 2 years to create.
Wow.
The scale of it is mind-boggling, over 5,600 square meters.
That's insane.
And the design is equally impressive. A symphony of floral motifs and Islamic calligraphy.
I can only imagine the amount of work and artistry that went into that. It sounds like every corner of this mosque has a story to tell.
That's right. And, the stories, they go beyond just the aesthetics. They speak to the mosque's deeper meaning as a symbol of unity and inclusivity.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. For example, the mosque, it incorporates design elements from various Islamic traditions, showcasing the richness and diversity of the Islamic world.
That's really cool. And it makes sense given what you were saying earlier about Sheikh Zayed's vision for the UAE.
Exactly. He wanted to create a nation that celebrated tolerance and understanding.
Yeah.
And the mosque stands as a testament to that vision, welcoming people from all faiths and cultures to experience its beauty and tranquility.
It strikes me that this message of unity is especially relevant in today's world, where we often see so much division and conflict.
Couldn't agree more. And it's even more poignant when you consider the context of Khamzat Chimaev's visit. Here you have a fighter, known for his aggressive style in the octagon,
Right.
finding peace and connection within this mosque.
Yeah, it's like a powerful reminder that strength can be found in different forms.
Right.
It's not always about physical dominance.
Right.
It can also be about inner peace and spiritual grounding.
And that connection between faith and fighting, that's not new.
Oh, really?
Historically, warriors across cultures have sought spiritual guidance and strength before battle. Think about the samurai and their Zen practices, or medieval knights praying before a joust. There's this universal human need to connect with something larger than ourselves, especially when facing challenges.
That's such a great point. It makes you think about the common threads that connect us all, regardless of our backgrounds or beliefs.
It really does. And in the high-pressure world of professional fighting, where the stakes are so high, that need for connection and grounding is even more important.
Absolutely. So for someone like Chimaev, going to the Sheikh Zayed Grand Mosque before a fight, it's almost like a modern-day warrior ritual, a way to prepare not just his body, but his mind and spirit as well.
It's about aligning himself with his faith, seeking clarity and focus amidst the chaos and intensity of fight preparation. Remember, he's going up against Robert Whittaker, a former champ.
Oh, yeah.
A seriously tough opponent.
Right. Whittaker's no walk in the park. He's known for his striking, his durability, and his, championship experience.
Yeah.
This is a huge test for Chimaev.
Exactly. And if Chimaev can bring that same focus and mental strength that he found at the mosque into the octagon, well, it could be a game changer.
Makes you wonder, how does that inner peace, that sense of grounding, translate into performance? Could it actually give him an edge in the fight?
It's certainly possible. Studies have shown that mindfulness practices like prayer can improve reaction time and decision-making under pressure. Essential skills for any fighter, especially someone facing a high-level opponent like Whittaker.
So we're not just talking about a feel-good story here.
Yeah.
There's a potential for real, tangible benefits in terms of athletic performance.
Precisely. And it goes beyond just the physical. Think about the mental resilience it takes to stay calm and focused when the pressure is on, to make split-second decisions with potentially devastating consequences. That inner strength is invaluable.
As you're talking, I'm realizing this is something we can all learn from, even those of us who aren't, stepping into the octagon.
Absolutely. This idea of finding our own sanctuaries for reflection and mental fortitude is crucial in a world that's constantly demanding our attention and pushing us to our limits.
So whether it's a grand mosque, a quiet nature walk, or simply a few moments of meditation, finding those spaces of stillness and connection can be profoundly transformative.
Couldn't agree more. It's about creating those moments where we can tap into our inner strength, our sense of purpose, reconnect with what truly matters.
And maybe, just maybe, those spaces can help us tap into the same kind of strength and resilience that we see in athletes like Khamzat Chimaev.
That's a powerful thought.
Yeah.
And it brings us back to Chimaev's actions and what they represent, not just for him personally, but for his fans, especially within the Muslim community.
Right. We talked about how his visit to the mosque resonates with so many people. But what is it about his actions that are so impactful?
Well, for one, it challenges stereotypes. You have this young, ferocious fighter who's also deeply devout. He's not afraid to show his faith, even in a world that often expects athletes to fit into certain molds.
It's like he's saying you don't have to choose between your faith and your ambitions. You can be both a fierce competitor and a devout Muslim.
Exactly. And that message of authenticity resonates with people from all walks of life, not just those from a Muslim background.
I've been thinking about that as we've been talking. In a world that's so often focused on the external, on achievement and material success, it's easy to neglect the inner world.
It is. And yet that inner world, our mental and spiritual well-being, is the foundation for everything else.
So whether it's finding inspiration in a grand mosque, a peaceful nature walk, or a few moments of quiet contemplation, cultivating that inner strength is essential for navigating the challenges of life.
Beautifully said. And it's a message that resonates far beyond the world of fighting.
Well, we've covered a lot of ground today, from the grandeur of the Sheikh Zayed Grand Mosque to the depths of human motivation and resilience. What are your final thoughts on all of this?
It's been a fascinating journey. And I think the key takeaway here is that we can all benefit from finding our own sanctuaries, those spaces, practices, or beliefs that help us cultivate inner strength, clarity, and connection.
Yeah, it really has been. I feel like we journeyed from this incredible, world-famous mosque to the depths of the human spirit.
Yeah.
And honestly, I'm feeling pretty inspired.
That's the beauty of these deep dives. We start with something specific, in this case, a fighter visiting a mosque, and we end up exploring these universal themes of faith, resilience, and the search for meaning.
Absolutely. It's a good reminder that even in something as seemingly raw and physical as, professional fighting, there's this deeper layer, this connection to something bigger than ourselves.
And what's really striking is that Chimaev's story, it transcends cultural and religious boundaries.
Yeah,
It speaks to that, universal human need for purpose and meaning that we all share.
you're right. Whether you're a devout Muslim, a Zen Buddhist, or someone who simply finds solace in nature, that desire to connect with something larger than ourselves, it's incredibly powerful.
And it makes you wonder, in a world that so often prioritizes, the tangible, the measurable, are we sometimes overlooking the power of the intangible, the power of faith, belief, and spiritual connection?
That is such a thought-provoking question. It really challenges us to look beyond the surface, beyond the material world, and recognize the profound impact that our inner lives have on our actions and achievements.
Think about it. What drives us? What gives us strength when we face adversity? What allows us to push beyond our perceived limits? These are questions that we can all grapple with, regardless of background or beliefs.
Yeah, it all comes back to that idea of finding our own sanctuaries, those spaces or practices or beliefs that help us cultivate, inner strength and clarity and connection.
Exactly. And it's not a one-size-fits-all approach. For Chimaev, it's the Sheikh Zayed Grand Mosque, a place where he can connect with his faith and find peace before a fight. For someone else, it might be a quiet walk in the woods, a meditation practice, or simply spending time with loved ones.
It's about finding what works for you, what nourishes your soul, and allows you to tap into that inner reservoir of strength and resilience.
Couldn't agree more. And I think that's a really beautiful message to leave our listeners with.
It is. So as we wrap up this deep dive, I want to encourage everyone listening to reflect on what we've discussed. Think about what your own sanctuaries are, those things that give you strength, that center you and fuel your own personal journey.
And if you're feeling inspired to experience the Sheikh Zayed Grand Mosque for yourself, don't forget, you can find booking information for tours in the episode description.
It's definitely an experience I'm adding to my own bucket list. All right, everyone, thanks for joining us on this deep dive into the world of sports, faith, and architecture. Until next time, keep exploring, keep questioning, and keep seeking those things that spark your curiosity and ignite your soul.